Hey, Joe.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm present.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
You subscribe to that, Joe?
No, I don't know. I just get it in the thing.
Hey, how are you? Madam Chair, through that gap in there.
The January 21st meeting of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners will please come to order. I don't know why I keep thinking Cumberland County Board of Education in my head, but it will please come to order. Thank you for coming tonight, and we appreciate your participation in our meeting, both those of you who are here and those who may be in the audience at home. Our invitation this afternoon will be given by Commissioner Marcia Fairclough.
Let's stand, please, for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Almighty God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together and to be in your presence as we make good on our pledge to do the people's business to the best of our ability. We ask that you be with each commissioner here as we deliberate, that we will keep uttermost in mind the best interest of the citizens of Cumberland County. These things we ask in your name and for your sake. Amen.
Amen.
Come in, pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're joined by some scouts. Before we start the public comment period, I failed to recognize, is this one scout troop?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Would you stand, please, so that we may recognize you? Thank you so much. Would someone identify which troop?
Yes, ma'am. This is Scout 740, came out of United Methodist Church.
We are extremely happy to have you here, and hopefully one day when we're finished with our terms, you will take our places. Okay? Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having us. Mrs. I need to ask for comments. The comment period. Do we have comments?
We do have one public comment speaker.
All right. Mr. Martin, will you give the rules, please?
Madam Chairman and members of the board, your public comment policy allows 15 minutes for public comment periods. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 3 minutes to make their remarks, and no speaker may yield time to another speaker, and I think that's the essence of your policy.
All right, thank you.
Our speaker is Mr. Ron Pringle.
Mr. Pringle, welcome.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so very, very much for allowing me an opportunity to come before you and share a little bit about what we do right here in Cumberland County through the Second Harvest Food Bank. The Second Harvest Food Bank would like to thank you for your support, Commissioner Evans, Commissioner Keith, and your support during the Heart of Carolina in December last month, where we yielded over 200,000 meals through a local food drive. Another food drive you supported and helped us with was the Cumberland County Food Drive, which in partnership with the Florence Rogers Trust allowed us the opportunity to take our mobile pantry and head over to Mount Sinai Baptist Church right here in Cumberland County into a targeted area and reached over 400 households, serving well over 1,000 individuals. So we really appreciate and applaud how you have been able to enable us to be able to serve our clients and reach the masses. When you think about the number of individuals that we have living right here in Cumberland County that are at risk of hunger, the numbers are astounding. When you think about 1 in 4 children that's right here in our area, we're able to reach this community through our local program, the Backpack Program, which provides a healthy, nutritious bag of food that these children can take home on a Friday, so they show up to school on a Monday morning ready to learn. So I really would like to invite each of you to come to the food bank and take a tour. See the innovative ways that we are not just handing out food, but implementing solutions to ending hunger. As a division on the Cumberland Community Action Program, it's the food bank's responsibility to meet the basic need of an individual, to get them focused, give them what they need so that they are able to utilize that program and climb through the ladder to self-sufficiency. So I'm looking forward to an opportunity to be able to come back and share even more about what we do and how you can further this partnership and this relationship so that we're able to do more and reach more together. Madam Chairman, I appreciate your words on yesterday and what you said, and it was just a powerful moment to see the amount of children that walked through that building at the prayer breakfast yesterday. So yesterday, yes, it was a day of service. It's a day to celebrate, but it's also a day to remind us of our responsibility to our community. And that's what I appreciate most about that opportunity, because at the Second Harvest Food Bank, it's not just about us giving out food and just giving a handout, but it's us empowering individuals to educate themselves. With our community garden, we're teaching individuals how to grow their own food, how to be able to provide food for themselves. Implementing solutions is what the food bank is all about, and we're leading that effort with over 104 partner agencies that we are providing food for right here in Cumberland County. So once again, I really appreciate each and every one of you for your efforts and your commitment to help us end hunger.
Thank you.
May I ask you one question? Are we still the major source of food for several states or several counties?
The Second Harvest Food Bank is the major source of food for 7 counties. Cumberland County being one of our largest. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I've had the opportunity to visit, and we will set up a time with you if others want to visit.
Thank you. I look forward to that opportunity.
Available. Thank you so much. Are there questions of other commissioners? If not,
I just have a comment. Sally, Ms. Shutter, PIO, I think has been working with Ron. Don't you have something coming up on Cumberland Matters and the connection that you're having with our Master Gardener program, some of the stuff that you're talking about? So there has been a lot of involvement with the county, and I think we're going to continue on in the future.
Yes, indeed. We're implementing solutions with Master Gardeners, where we have our demonstration gardens. So this past month, a couple weeks ago, we had our first class where we had over 26 individuals that came out because they were interested in learning how to compost, how to grow food for themselves. What's the next step? How do I be more eco-friendly? How do I build rain barrels? How do I do this? You know, so there's a need there and there's a gap there, and this is what implementing solutions to hunger is all about.
Thank you, Ron.
thank you so much, and I see you accompanied by some familiar-looking faces also.
Yes, indeed. I am here this evening with the CEO of Cumberland Community Action Program, Ms. Cynthia L. Wilson, as well as our advisory board chair, Mike Mills.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank both of you for all you continue to do for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Martin, are there changes to the agenda?
Madam Chairman, I do have some proposed changes. First, I would ask you to add as item 8A an attorney-client matter, and as under closed session, and as item 8B an economic development update, and then 8A and 8B.
You know we have to leave before it snows. don't
And
you?
then to remove from the agenda 2 minimum housing cases, case number 3, item number 3E and item 3G.
Everybody get that? We're deleting 3E and 3G. All right.
Madam Chair, if there's no other additions or deletions from the agenda, I would move for approval of the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion. Those in favor of approving the agenda, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Okay. Thank you. I need a motion for the consent agenda, please.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second?
Been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda. Those in favor?
Unanimous.
Item 3, public hearing.
Public hearings, I'm sorry.
Madam Chairman, would you like me to give the time policy on that?
I would, please. Thank you.
Arguments by the proponents and opponents shall be limited to a maximum of 10 minutes for each side. If there's no group representative, each speaker shall be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes until the 10-minute time limit is attained. Rebuttals will only be permitted at the discretion of the chairman with a maximum of 1 3-minute presentation by each side. And for minimum housing code enforcement hearings, the hearing is a quasi-judicial matter, and each person appearing before the board will be administered an oath by the clerk, and any speaker may cross-examine the testimony presented before the board.
All right. Thank you.
Madam Chair, question.
Question.
To the staff, the first 3 cases, are those uncontested?
Yes, sir. Actually, the contested case can also jump up to uncontested.
Madam Chairman, if the board is approved, I'd like to offer a motion that we approve cases A, B, and C, which are uncontested.
Second.
All right, you've got a motion and a second.
Would you include the reasonableness in the motion? Include the reasonableness statement, incorporate that in item B99.
Madam Chair, I would so add D as well.
Part of my second.
Okay.
All right, that's part of the second.
Part of the second and also part of the third and fourth, just in your motion say, and to adopt the reasonableness statement in your approval.
All right. In our approval, Madam Clerk, do you have that?
I do, yes, ma'am.
All right. Are there speakers?
There are no
If they are-
speakers.
All right. Thank you. If not, it's been moved and seconded that we follow the staff recommendation for A, B, C, and D. Those in favor?
Unanimous?
Thank you so much. Item F.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
This is minimum housing case 379, 2013. Property location is 4909 Panda Street in Hope Mills. This is presently unsecured, being vandalized, occupied by vagrants. It is the recommendation of the Planning and Inspections Department that the structure be demolished and all debris moved from the property.
All right. Are there speakers?
There are no speakers.
I'm going to open the public hearing and close the public hearing.
I'll take it if you want.
You need a motion, Mr. Keefe?
Motion to adopt the order and report of the minimum housing inspector as the true facts in this case, and to order the property owner to remove or demolish the dwelling within 30 days. To order the inspector to remove or demolish the dwelling if the owner fails to do so, and impose a lien on the real property for the cost of such action. Also, to direct the clerk to incorporate the foregoing findings and orders in the ordinance certified by the chairman and record the same at the Register of Deeds.
Second.
All right, you've heard the motion. Are there questions from anyone? If not, those in favor?
Unanimous?
Thank you. The motion passes.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Item 4 is the consideration of the request from the mayor of Spring Lake for a joint meeting with the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners. And you see the 5 specific topics they would like to speak about, and then there's a number 6, just general topics of mutual concern. What is your pleasure, please?
I know that we don't have a date assigned, and we would need to set a date and a time and a location.
I have a question, Madam Chair. Would this be in addition to or in lieu of our current meetings?
It's in addition to, both 4 and 5 are in addition to our current meetings. Mr. Melvin?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I think it'd be the right thing to do to honor the mayors of Spring Lake and Linden's joint meeting.
All right, you are considering item 4 and 5 together?
Yes.
All right. Do I hear a second?
So moved.
Okay, Mr.
And I'll second.
Mr. Evans, second.
Evans, seconds. I thought I heard 2 seconds.
Okay, well, I didn't second. I'll take my second back.
He did, save your second, but I appreciate it. Are there any comments from anyone, any board member before we take a vote on 4 and 5?
I would just say number 5, I mean, not number 5 agenda-wise, but under Spring Lake, number 5, cleanup of county property adjacent to Spring Lake property. Couldn't that be handled administratively before we ever even have a meeting?
We are working to do that, yes. That we listed that here because that was one of the things they specifically asked me that you address, but we are working to get that done.
All right. Any other comments about 4 or 5 before we vote? All right, if not, then I'll call for a vote. In favor of items 4 and 5. Those in favor?
Unanimous?
Thank you. Item 6.
Madam Chair, how are we going to set the time and the date? Is we going to let the clerk do that?
I think we're going to, we have a lot of meetings coming up. The request from the mayor of Spring Lake, well, both of them were with all due deliberate speed. Then we were given they wanted them both ASAP. Do you have suggestions as to how you wish to set them up?
I think it's important that these be included in our strategic plan meetings if we're going to listen to them.
You want the full strategic plan?
For our strategic plan meetings that we have and that you're scheduling for the commissioners, that we address some of these things possibly for the upcoming year in our budget.
So that means be beforehand.
Either that or we have some communication with them prior to.
I'm having difficulty now understanding.
I think after we make a strategic plan and then we come in with more initiatives, afterwards it's going to be hard to implement them into our plan. But, Madam Chair, please, your recommendation's fine.
I'm having trouble understanding. Once a mayor requests a meeting, I don't quite feel right asking, is what you want to do in our strategic plan?
No, ma'am.
I
You
got all
misunderstood.
mixed.
You
Yeah,
misunderstood.
Okay.
Take the
all
word
right.
strategic out of the whole conversation, and I think you got it figured out. In other words, before our planning meeting.
Before
Yes, ma'am.
February, all right. So
Whichever part of the planning meeting that this would be addressed at, I think we should meet prior to.
If we can.
Well, we've got 2 weeks, and all of us have a lot of things already on the calendar. I mean,
And
before
they-
the 6th of February. So, that's why I said maybe the clerk can look at the calendar and see when we're available and see if it's possible to work it out. If it's not, we'll just have to do it when we can do it.
That's true.
All right, let me suggest that, and it may or may not work, that since both have asked for an evening meeting, or not one during the day, that we schedule one evening meeting and have them both. Let me not suggest that. We will work it out, and we will be back in contact with you. All right, we do have 3 weeks before us that are power packed. We will do our best, and I'm gonna ask and beg you have at least 4 people at each meeting so that we can meet a quorum, okay? And we will do our best. You've got a question in your face. Tell me.
I'm listening. Thank you.
All right, I know that one has said wanted it in the evening, specifically. They both wanted it in the evening, and they both want them as quickly as possible. And we just don't have that many days and free evenings in between. But we're going to do our level best to do this. Thank you so much. As usual, our board is flexible. Mr. Keefe, thank you. I think it would be good to have it before we meet together on the 6th of February. And I now understand what you were saying. Thank you. That's a great idea. Item 6, nominations to boards and committees. The first one is the Minimum Housing Appeals Board. Mr. Marshall?
Madam Chair, I would place in nomination the name Eric Jones and Veronica Langston. Eric as a regular member and Veronica as an alternate member. They're both eligible for reappointment to the respective positions.
All right, thank you. And we have a third vacancy. We have a third vacancy because Mr. McManus is not interested in serving a second term. Is there a third nominee? If not, we'll carry it forward. Item 7. Mr. Edge?
Madam Chair, I would recommend approval of Kim Nazarki as Town of Eastover stakeholder in the Air Quality Stakeholders Committee. And I would recommend Mr. Billy Wellens as a reappointment on the Fayetteville Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I would recommend appointment of Jay Barr on the Record Review Board.
Second.
All right, you've heard the motion. Those in favor?
Unanimous?
Thank you. Troop 740, all of our meetings are not this quick. Usually, we have more business and it's longer. But you make sure you go home and get your homework out and be ready for your shortened school day tomorrow.
2-hour delay.
I understand you have a 2-hour delay. All right. Thank you very much for Troop 740 from Haymount United Methodist Church for attending, and for Scoutmaster Andre Bigfoot, is that correct? And Assistant Scoutmaster Charles Coghill. Thank you so much for coming. And you may stay if you wish, but we're going into executive session now.
Madam Chair, I would move that we go into closed session for attorney-client matter and an economic development matter. I don't have the statute number.
143, 318, 11A, 3 and 4.
Second.
Second. All right, you've heard the motion. Those in favor?
Unanimous?
Good job. out of closed session.
Second.
Then move that, seconded that we come out of closed session. Those in favor, aye.
Unanimous?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor?
Second.
Unanimous?
Greg?